Hey, how you doing? Austin Hilton here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you 3 of the best growth stocks that right now are currently hitting their 52-week highs. These stocks are trending up. They have a tremendous amount of momentum behind them, and that's what we're going to be covering in this video. And I want you to be aware of these stocks. There's some really cool ones, and I'm going to show you exactly how you buy into them and where you can set exit pricing and things like that. We're going to be covering all that in this video. I bring you these types of videos pretty much every week, at least every other day or so. I bring you a video like this. My goal is real simple, is to help you make money in the stock market. That's really what I care about. I'm building a community here on YouTube, so if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on this video if you get value out of it. I greatly appreciate it. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and I want to point out that I'm a 30-plus year investor, and I have one simple goal, and that's to help you make more money in the stock market. I bring you videos that are update videos on major companies like Palantir, in the EV space like Tesla, things like that, as well as videos like this where I'm giving you specific ideas for growth, momentum stocks. These are stocks that are trending really, really high, and all you got to do is just kind of grab on and just ride the trend up. I also bring you penny stocks videos if that's of interest to you as well. So with all that said, let's go take a look at what I've got for you today. I think you're going to like it. Here we go. If you ever watch me do these videos, you know that what I do before I show you the actual stocks, I like to take a look at what the overall market is doing. And the best way to do that, just FYI, if you want to look this yourself, you can look at the S&P 500 Spider ETF. This gives you a very, very good idea of what the S&P 500 is doing in one simple glance looking at this particular ETF. And so what you see on the chart here is that you see a candlestick chart, and you see this green line, is your 50-day moving average line, and this blue line is your 200-day moving average, okay? And so what we want is, obviously, we want to be, number one, hitting our 52-week highs, which we are in the S&P 500 right here. You can see we're absolutely hitting our 52-week highs, and we want to be trading above that 50-day moving average. If we're doing that, it tells us that the market is in the right, going in the excuse me, I feel like I got to sneeze, which tells us that the market is going in the right direction. We have upward momentum, and we're trending very, very well. Okay, so that's a good sign. Overall market conditions, market health, etc. That's the S&P 500 Spider. If you want to flip and look at the similar situation over on the NASDAQ, you can look at the QQQ NASDAQ Invesco ETF. This one gives you exactly the same type of chart. You've got the green is a 50-day moving average, the blue is a 200-day moving average, and you can see that the NASDAQ's had a little bit more volatility. This particular downtrend right here is when the NASDAQ did a correction of about 1,000 points, and right here is another NASDAQ correction where we had another 6, 7, 8 days, give or take, pretty much red days right in this area. But you can see that the NASDAQ has bounced back. It is barely trading just a little bit above its its all-time 52-week high, and it is trading above its 50-day moving average, which tells us, again, we're just really using this chart to kind of look at an overall consensus of what the market is doing. Okay, so now, before I actually show you the actual 3 stocks I have for you, I want to show you an example of a chart you do not want, a company you do not want if you're looking to do momentum trending investing. Okay, momentum and trending investing, where we're trying to catch companies that are trading at their all-time highs and the trend lines are going in the positive direction, don't look like this. Okay, so the way that I find these stocks and I look for them is as the graphic on the screen says. Number one, I look for companies that are hitting 52-week all-time highs. That means that they're trending really, really well. They're not trading below their 50-day moving average, and they're not trading below their 200-day moving average. Okay, so you can see from this chart on the screen that this particular company has a tremendous amount of selling pressure, and it is hitting 52-week lows. You can see that the green line is the 50-day moving average, and you can see that the blue line is a 200-day. So this stock is trading below its 50-day moving average and is trading below its 200-day moving average. We do not want this for momentum and trending investing and looking for growth stocks. I realize that this may seem obvious to you, but I want to make sure that I clarify this so that you understand what is going on here, okay? Also, what happens with stocks like this, if you don't know, is that if the stock starts to maybe get a little uptick, like right here, see how the stock bounced down and it started to kind of tick back up, and then it started to trend back down. Well, most likely what's happening there is that as the stock starts to to trend back up is that you have people that may have bought in over here and they're like, hey, I want to get out, I want to sell, and they start to sell, and that creates more selling pressure, which pushes the stock again yet lower. Now, I'm ignoring what may be happening with this company in news and things like that. I'm just giving you kind of an overall landscape of what we do not want when we're looking for a chart like this. Okay, so the first company that we're looking for, remember that we want a company that's trading at its 52-week all highs. We want the stock to be trading above its 50-day moving average and trading above its 200-day moving average. This particular stock, first one is Alcoa. Ticker symbol is AA, currently trading at 35.36. And you can see from the chart right here that it is absolutely hitting its 52-week high. And you can see that it's trading above its 50-day moving average. It is trading above its 200-day. And you can see that it's been trending up very, very nicely. It's getting higher highs and it's getting higher lows. That's really what we do want. You see how we're starting to see the trend line. We're getting higher highs. These lows are higher than these down here. These lows are higher than these right here. You want that to be kind of stair-stepping up. You're getting higher highs and higher lows. So from an investment standpoint, you need to pick a point where you want to get into it. I recommend immediately putting a trailing stop loss order on that whenever you do get in. The trailing stop loss order may be 15-20% depending upon kind of your risk aversion, and then now you're locked in. And then if the stock kind of starts to trend down and it hits that trailing stop loss, you will minimize losses in that scenario. Number two, I always talk about this from a selling standpoint, that if the stock does trend down, if you did not have a trailing stop loss or it happened to cross its 50-day moving average before it hits that trailing stop loss order, you want to sell a stock. In this scenario, you want to sell it if it drops below the 50-day moving average. Okay, so then if you want to continue to buy back in when it pops back up above the 50-day moving average, you can immediately buy back in and ride that next trend, that next momentum up. Okay. Also, what happens with trending and momentum investing is that, again, you get to ride these, you get to ride them, you get to really know the stock and its kind of trend lines, as well as, I always like to point this out, morale at these companies is usually very, very high, okay, because the stock's trending at an all-time high. It helps the company to recruit top talent, and it just continues to help the stock move in the right direction. Okay, so that's the first one that I've got for you, which is Alcoa. Okay. The second stock that I have for you is Archer Daniels Midland. Ticker symbol is ADM. Currently trading at around $59.08. And you can see from the stock chart that it is doing exactly what we want to do. And you can see that we've even got a longer trend here where this stock has been trading above its 50-day moving average and is developing a very, very nice little pattern here that, once again, if you do decide that this is the right company for you, you do your own analysis and you kind of, oh yeah, I really like this one, then thanks Austin for bringing this to me, is that you can see that you can kind of continue to invest. Also point out is that usually what happens here, like see how the 50-day moving average, especially right in here, kind of serves as a quasi support resistance level, right? So you can kind of see that the stock kind of dipped and then went back up. Stock kind of dipped a little bit and went back up and continuing to move in the overall right direction, okay? So this is a really, really nice little stock trading very, very nicely. And right here back around February is where it started to peak up and just continue to take off. Again, you're getting a little bit higher highs and a little bit lower lows. Now, the one thing I'll point out is you can see right here, we kind of have a little bit of a sideways pattern right here, okay? Sideways patterns usually represent a really nice little time to buy in. It kind of trades in just a kind of sideways pattern, and then you start to see it kind of trend back up. It's like we might be heading up for a nice little trend line, but it is hitting its 52-week highs. And you right here, our lows here. We've had higher lows. Say that again really fast. And but we had a little sideways pattern. So it looks like we might be set and starting to move back up. If you're not quite feeling it yet, then maybe watch this stock a little bit more and get yourself some trend lines. When you start to see some higher highs and higher lows starting to develop, then you can maybe go, okay, yeah, it's the right time to get into ADM and pull the trigger appropriately. Okay, so that's our second one for today. The third one is an oldie but a goodie. I love this one when this one popped up on my radar. eBay. You ever heard of them? I'm sure you have, unless you've been living under a rock. Yes, they're still around. Yes, they're still huge. Yes, they're still making a ton of money. Okay, so it's eBay. Ticker symbol is eBay, of course. 64.21 is what it's currently trading at right now. And you can see that right here. Look, I love that this chart did this. Okay, so you can see. Oh, I can tell you exactly what happened. Really, look at the time frame. Look at it below. See watch the time frames down here. Watch the calendar. This was around March 4th, 5th, 8th. This was when we had a major NASDAQ correction. And look at that stock just dipped, man. That's where that stock just went down crazy. And that was related to that massive market correction we had with the NASDAQ losing about 1,000 points. It ended in that March 4th, 5th, 8th time frame. You can see that the stock did dip, that pushed that stock all the way down below its 200-day moving average. Now again, I'm for this particular video, I'm not looking at news around how it happened there, but my guess is that it really was that 1,000-point correction happening on the NASDAQ and just pushed it lower. And you can see the stock rebounded really, really nicely, and we're starting to get, again, we're getting those higher highs, we're getting those higher lows. It moved up, trended up, crossed its 15-day moving average about 7 days later. So it rebounded really, really nicely from a low of about, 53.38 to back up here. And you're getting some nice open candlestick movement up to the positives and the negatives, but you're getting higher highs and higher lows, and you're starting to see a real nice trend line develop. And right now we again are hitting our 52-week highs for eBay. This is a nice stock. I have bought and sold eBay many times over the years, and so when this one popped up on my radar, I thought it was really cool and I wanted to bring it to you. So let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. My goal is real simple, is to bring you these stock tip ideas. And remember, these are growth stocks or momentum stocks. I've been doing growth and momentum stock investing for a long time. It's one of the main stock trading strategies that I use outside of buy and hold. Within excuse me, my nose always itches. Inside of momentum trending, one thing I didn't mention, I apologize, is that from a selling standpoint, when you want to sell, outside of it crossing its 50-day moving average, things like that, you need to, when you get into the stock, pick a price target. So let's say you get into the stock day one at $10. Say, okay, I want to get 100% return. So then just pick whatever percentage you're looking for, and then pick that price target. Know that when it hits that point, you're going to get out of the stock at that particular time. And that's how I do momentum and growth stock investing, very simply. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be here for you every day, bringing you additional videos. So if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, like this video, appreciate it, and I'll see you down the road in the next video. Take care. Bye.